Hey guys, there's been some quite interesting updates and sort of scandals in the past sort of 24 hours, but yeah, just the past few days really, but particularly today. So you're all pretty familiar with all the stupid rules around pubs they've introduced, right? Pubs and restaurants, bars, all that crap. Um, yeah, they've been told to close at 10, which everyone really hates. Everyone got really pissed off about that. You got to wear a mask unless you're sat down. You can't order at a bar, stuff like that. You know, you can't go in groups of people or whatever. But the bars at Parliament, they've all got loads of posh names. They're all exempt, which is yeah. People only kind of just realised that, like sort of last night, this morning, and yeah, people are really pissed off about that. Rightly so. Because yeah, because it's technically there's a legal loophole because they're considered workplace canteens. Because yeah, you go in there and get paid 80 grand a year to go get pissed. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty nice life actually being an MP. But yeah, people got really angry about that, as you'd imagine. You're probably quite angry about it. And now yeah, they said they're gonna stop serving alcohol at 10, but because it's a workplace canteen, they're not gonna close down at 10 or whatever. But yeah, it's one rule for them, one rule for the rest of us. But yeah, there's also a lot of talk about Rishi, you know, the guy in the cabinet who said I hate the least the other day. Yeah, I think that might have been a good point because yeah, there's a lot of talk that he's sort of really against a lot of the stuff Boris is doing. I mean, he's a poor fucker who has to, you know, deal with the financial side of things. Boris is just the one, you know, listening to Matt Wancock and Chris Titty going on about how they need to, you know, shut everything down and all that, you know, and he's got to deal with the financial cost. So yeah, him and there's about 50 Tory MPs now, led by I think Steve Baker. And Steve Baker's interesting because he sort of considers himself like a Christian libertarian, I think, or something like that. And he voted for the Coronavirus Act thing that I've talked about, and back in March. Apparently he cried about it and stuff, and yeah, but he still voted for it. But he's trying to redeem himself. He's sort of one of the leading figures, him and that Brady guy, in the sort of campaign to not get it renewed, or at least get it heavily amended so that they can't quite rule with a level of, well, dictatorship that they currently are. And yeah, so there's some stuff in motion, you know. And so yeah, obviously you got those 50 Tory MPs, you got of course Rishi Sunak, that hopefully they are going to bring Boris down, or the current regime down. And yeah, to add to Boris's embarrassment, they've now got it where well, polls are coming out showing that Labour have got quite a huge lead over Boris, and I mean, the Tories have to be doing pretty awful for that, right? I mean, you know how Labour have been performing recently. You know, Keir Starmer, like, he's not charismatic or anything. He doesn't even have any like particular vision, particular ambition or charisma, and you know, he's basically been agreeing on most of what Boris has been doing, but people are just getting so pissed off now that yeah, so few people are saying they're going to vote Tory that it's actually made Labour look good. And yeah, not that it would be good or even any better necessarily to have a Labour administration at the moment, although Boris is basically acting like them, right? But yeah, it kind of shows that, you know, people are finally starting to wake up. And yeah, it's not a majority yet, of course, but well, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it. Or certainly majority of people aren't speaking out yet, but loads are. There's quite a lot of support for those lockdown protests in Trafalgar Square on Saturday, which is pretty cool. You know, there's starting to be a bit of hope, you know. So yeah, and it's just nice to have a little bit of a white pill once in a while, you know, after a lot of, you know, what I've been saying lately is doom and gloom. And don't get me wrong, you know, this is still very dire situation. You know, all these rules are still in place. You know, they're all, you know, still got, you know, the cabinet ruling by decree. But you know, it's just good to see some pushback, is what I'm saying, really, guys. So yeah, Boris is looking like, you know, he's going to be in the shit now for a bit. It'd be really good if there was a no confidence vote in the government. You know, I find that'd be very hard to happen, obviously, because of the Tories doing so well in 2019. But yeah, because he's been saying stuff about like how he wants to give more funding to the World Health Organization, which almost just made me laugh. It's like, dude, you're such a globalist. For someone who wants to leave the EU, you are such a globalist. Yeah, so I know it seems apparent that, you know, most of his Brexit stuff was just he just bullshitted to get elected. Really, he's a very much a globalist, you know, very authoritarian. So yeah, I kind of hate this, you know, it doesn't sound nice, but I do wish Boris the worst. You know, I hope he loses the coronavirus vote on, is it Saturday? Oh no, wait. On Wednesday. Shit, yeah, pretty soon. So yeah, I hope he loses that vote. Yeah, and stuff like that. Because yeah, the way he's governing is just completely irresponsible. People are saying, "Oh, it's not his fault," you know, that Matt Hancock and Chris Titty are telling him to do that and that. Well, he's meant to be a leader, right? He's meant to show leadership. You know, you can say, "No, I disagree with that." You know, that's going to cause more problems than it solves. And yeah, people don't have all the hindsight. But now, you know, it's getting increasingly obvious, you know, even to the general public. Like, the media are starting to, you know, give lip service to, you know, maybe this lockdown stuff is bullshit. But, yeah, you know, when that happens, you can see that it's wrong. The whole point of being a good leader is that you change your position on stuff. Yeah, and he hasn't done that. So he's not a good leader at the end of the day. And yeah, there needs to be some change, because the way things are going are just, yeah, it's just dire. Yeah, and of course, yeah, like, you'd have hindsight. Yeah, I get it, you know, like with this lockdown stuff back in March, you know, 3-6 weeks in, you know, or even a few months in, you know, you can see you make a mistake. You know, everyone makes mistakes, and most people, even now, sort of like, yeah, I can see why he did the lockdowns, even if you don't agree with it, you can see it from that perspective. But now it's pretty obvious that was, you know, that just doesn't work. You need to, yeah, learn from your mistakes. But Boris is just coping. It's like I say, it's just a load of cope. It's like, oh, all these restrictions are good, they're worth it. They're not. And he needs to have the humility to admit that, and yeah, move on. Stop all the bullshit, really, guys. So yeah, I know. What do you think's going to happen over the next few days or next few weeks, guys? Shaping up to be very interesting on both sides of the pond. Yeah, a lot of stuff in America is happening as well, which is quite interesting. Oh, and yeah, Florida is lifting all restrictions, pretty much. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I know, just a slightly more upbeat video, I guess, today, guys. Yeah, have a good one, please. Yeah, like, subscribe, share my videos and all that. Yeah, have a good day, guys.